What's up guys, Scott Martin here talking about topwater lures still. We've talked about several different types. We've talked about walking types. We've talked about popping types. But now we're going to talk about a prop style topwater bait. I really prefer to throw a prop style bait in the springtime. And in the summer, if the bluegill beds, or you start seeing a lot of bluegill on the shorelines are starting to spawn, the bluegill are starting to spawn, that's when I really start throwing a prop style bait. If the bass are spawning or if the bluegill are spawning, prop style baits work well. You know, they come in lots of different shapes and sizes, like this little tiny one we have here. It's a small one, pretty compact, imitates, you know, kind of a bluegill size. Then you have the little bit longer ones like we have here, which is more of a shad pattern. Or of course the big giant whopper plopper like we like to throw down here in Florida and out in California and Texas, some of those bigger fish lakes. This big whopper plopper works well, imitates a big shiner or something like that. So, you know, prop baits work well in the spring. Again, spawning fish, spawning bass, spawning bluegill. You know, but to work a prop bait, pretty simple. You're gonna work it similar to what you do with the bubble style type topwater. You're gonna kind of twitch your rod, pause it, twitch it, pause it. I like to have a rod that's about a 7-foot rod, medium heavy action. I don't want a real super soft tip, so I like a little bit medium heavy because that prop grabs a lot of resistance, so I like to have that thing really make noise. So let me show you how I like to work it, how I like to twitch my wrist, and kind of what this bait should look like in the water. So with the prop style bait, real simple. You're gonna cast it out to your target, let it hit the water. Anytime I'm topwater fishing, I like to let the rings dissipate. I don't like to start working it immediately. I like to throw it out there and let it sit. And again, topwater fishing's all about the wrist. I'm gonna keep my rod tip kind of at a medium to low angle, and I'm gonna use my wrist and pop that bait along. I'm popping the slack line again. And that's a common theme when you're topwater fishing, is popping that slack in your line. Don't pop it on a tight line the whole time. You wanna pop the slack. So the slack's laying there in the water, and I pop it. Okay, now what happens is, you see me reeling right here, but I'm actually reeling the slack up that I generate when I pop it forward. I'm not reeling the bait and popping it. I'm popping it and reeling the slack up. So you get that little rhythm of pop, pop, and at the same time you're reeling up the slack that you just created. That's what you want. You want that bait not to move forward too far. You don't want that prop bait to move forward 6 or 8 or 10 inches. You really want to try to keep it in that strike zone as long as possible. So a nice sharp pop, not too hard, and you want to hear that thing go shoo, shoo. When I'm around those spawning beds, a lot of times I'll pop it and I'll let it sit for a little while. And there's so many times it is so cool, you'll see it, those fish will come up underneath that topwater bait and they'll actually push up underneath it. You'll see a swirl or something. When that happens, get ready. Pop it again, let it sit, pop it again, let it sit, and then boom, they get it. It's an awesome bite. So again, pop your slack line, make accurate casts, get it close to cover, throw it in the springtime, throw it when the fish are spawning, especially if you see a lot of bluegills around. Have some fun with it. Throw it on monofilament line like your P-Line 20 or braid, but I really prefer regular monofilament over anything else. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe before you leave. Thanks, guys.